but quickly as I do them. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to all the signs. If I haven't got to your sign yet, I will get to it shortly in the next day or two or whatever, and then I will get back to doing tarot predictions on things in the news, doing readings on specific people, kind of biographical sketches, what have you. But for today, I'm just going to do, for Gemini, look at 2023, the overall shape, give you a kind of a roadmap for 2023, what you can expect. And yeah, it'll be fun. I always want to give you the best tools to navigate whatever situation you're in. And yeah, I think I'm going to look basically at the four quadrants or four parts of your life. I'm going to look at your health. I'm going to look at your relationships. I'm going to look at your work life, and I'm going to look at your finances, your money situation, and see what you can expect. Nothing's predetermined, but I'm going to see the energy that you specifically, Gemini, are going to be working with in 2023. How you can best handle any adversity. How you can best reap in the most benefit from your year and make it a fun and awesome, incredible year. And yeah, so let's get started. I think I'm going to begin with health and see what you can expect overall with your health. Let me make sure the sound is still... Okay, it's working. Never mind. Yeah, let's look at your health and see what you can expect. Obviously, everybody has different health, but people also have tendencies. Gemini, you have tendencies towards a certain way. And for you in 2023, by the way, I do monthly readings if you're not subscribed. And if you want to chat too, you have to be subscribed. But I do monthly readings, so be sure you are subscribed. That's the message of that. That's the moral of that story. All right. Here we go. I feel like just after taking a break for a day, I need to kind of warm up again, get my psychic muscles pumping again. What do we got here for Gemini's health next year? There we go. Okay, so I'm seeing the Two of Cups. It's funny, this came up, I'm having a lot of cards come up. Again, Queen of Pentacles was coming up a lot yesterday. Today, though, this came up with another sign. I can't remember which sign. In relation to health, I think it was Aries. But basically a similar situation, which is when this card comes up with health, it means that your health is going to be largely connected to often one person. If you're in a romantic relationship, it's probably going to be that person. If you live with people, it's probably going to be one of those people. It can just be, though, anyone you live with. It can be even if you live with a bunch of people, it's all of them. You're all tied together, and basically your diet, your activities, your health related activities like exercise are going to be very strongly connected to each other. So what I suggest when this card comes up in terms of health is that you kind of nurture and care for someone else's health. It could be your romantic partner, but just could be a parent, could be a child, just whatever it is that you have a chance to help their health be better, whether that's eating more healthily, getting more exercise, de-stressing and relaxing more, make sure they get the proper nutrition that they need to thrive and live a healthy lifestyle, whether that's fresh air, nature, sunlight when they need it in the winter, especially in these winter months. Make sure you get enough sunlight and things like that. So that's what I'm seeing for your health. Your health is going to be very strongly connected with someone else's health or other people's health in general in 2023. Gemini. So I'm going to look next at your finance situation, the general outline of your finances for 2023, what you can expect and encounter, and what will it mean. Again, like health, everyone has different finances, but the energy coming your way is going to be a certain variety, and some energies are easier to work with than others. So for your health in 2023, Gemini, I'm seeing Here we go. I'm seeing the moon. In terms of finances, this is interesting. The moon card is really a dreamy card. So I think in terms of finances, it's saying that it's basically it's going to be okay to your benefit to not stress too much about health. I'm not sorry, not health, about finances in 2023. You really want to allow yourself to take a deep breath and dream a little, splurge a little when you need to. I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean blow all your money. That's not what this card is about. It's saying that trying to anticipate every situation and every problem that may come up with your finances and try to deal with every situation in a very aggressive manner is not what this card is about. It's about relaxing and knowing that things are going to be handled in the long run. And you may or may not have, you may not feel that you always have the right amount of money, but try to enjoy the ride, whatever happens in 2023, because stressing about money is not going to help you this year. It's really do what you can, but don't stress about it and don't overplan. It's more important, I think, to live and enjoy your life this year, because there will be other times that you can really navigate your finances in a more aggressive manner. But this year is not about that. All right, so that's your finances. Let's take a look at your work situation. And as I say, often with work, I'm not talking just about job, because not everybody has a job, and I'm talking about how you spend your days, the way that you choose to spend your days in a sort of productive manner. What does that mean to you? If you're a student, it could be studies. If you're retired, it could be, I don't know, taking care of your home or whatever. I don't know. It's your life, not me. But what it gets down to is I'm talking about work, but I'm talking about really how you fill your time in a productive and meaningful way. So let's see what we got coming for you, Gemini, in 2023. I'm seeing... Oh, actually, before I go on, let me take a pause, a breather. And for those of you who don't know, I do private readings. You can always contact me directly if you have a specific issue. Contact me on superpeer.com/AdamSavage and use this coupon code through December 31st if you would like 15% off. You can contact me about anything. I do life coaching on all these matters that I'm talking about here. You can, if you want more depth related to your health, related to your finances, your job, your relationships, anything, just contact me and I will do my best to use magic to help you to overcome the obstacles you are facing. All right? That's how you can always reach me. And back to the reading. So, like I said, I've done health. I've looked at your finances. We're going to look at your work situation now. And with your work situation, Gemini, I want to see, are you in the best work situation? Everybody obviously wants a job or work that satisfies them and that's meaningful to them. So are you in that situation? And if not, what is the energy that will allow you to move on to something else or renegotiate or restructure your current situation? All right, I'm seeing the Lovers. The Lovers is a card of being in the thrall of a power that is often above and beyond your immediate control. It's you're not going to be trying to handle every detail because it's just too much for you to handle. So in terms of your work situation, this is often a feeling that you can't really move, like that you can't change jobs or you can't change your work situation without the help of others. And that's going to be either your coworkers, your boss, whoever, some counselor could advise you, some job counselor type person. Somebody's going to help you, and you can do your best to try. You can apply for different things, or you can try to get a raise or get a different position or just do something else. But really, you feel that a lot of it is beyond your control. And sometimes that's good, like especially if you're in an organization that you like. But if you're not in a position, a job that you like, then what you can do is kind of observe that higher power at work and start planning, but just realize that you may not be able to immediately act, but it doesn't mean in the long run you won't be able to, because ultimately, by being aware of any situation, that's the first step to being able to change. And a lot of people are in this situation and they don't even have the awareness that they're kind of under the control or under the influence of a stronger power or a stronger organizational principle. So the best way to deal with it is to first become aware of it, see all the component parts, and be okay with, if you are kind of tied down in that job or that position by your financial circumstances and so on, be okay with it for now, because just by observing it, you're making the first step forward, and that's really going to be what allows you to start thinking about what is really necessary for me to change jobs or move up in this organization or do something better. What is going to be possible for that to happen? It could be more education, going back to school. It could be applying for work in different ways, or talking with people, friends and coworkers about that you are interested in change, communicating that. But I think it's very important, though, for you, Gemini, not to try to act before you observe the whole dynamics of the situation. Consider how much does this organization need you? How vital a part are you of this puzzle? Because usually with the lovers, you are a pretty important part, and you shouldn't underestimate your importance in that situation, because if one of these lovers was gone, there would be no situation. A lot of the dynamics would be gone and it wouldn't work. So even if you sometimes feel maybe you aren't always appreciated, you are an essential part of this machine, if you want to call it that. So just be aware of that and know that you can work from it within that. It may be to your advantage to stay and negotiate and talk. It's never a clear-cut case of stay or go. There's a very vast gradient of possibilities, and just observing that will be very helpful to you in 2023. All right, Gemini, moving on to the final piece of the puzzle that I'm going to look at, which is your relationships. And with relationships, I'm talking not just about romantic relationships, although usually those are the most interesting ones for you that you're most curious about. What I'm talking about are all your relationships with everybody you interact with, your friends, your family, your coworkers, strangers on the street, anyone and everywhere, how you interact, and what they they influence you, you influence them. It's never a one-way street. And I want to see what I can do to help you with your relationships. So let's take a look. In 2023, I'm seeing Gemini. Let me aim this down a little so you can see more of the card shuffling. I can hide my bald head. There, I cut off my bald head. No, doesn't matter. I just want you to see the cards, though. All right. So, 2023, your relationships, Gemini. All right. So I'm seeing the Page of Wands. This card is about... Page cards are not quite action-oriented, not the way the Knights are, but they are beginning to act and beginning to take the steps necessary to act. They're kind of a precursor to larger actions. And it's a good card to prepare for a change, or to prepare for a new relationship, or to prepare for a restructuring and reshuffling of your current friends and family relations, and how you might want to restructure them and interact with them all differently. So I think you're going to be making a lot of considerations in this year, and you may start to make some changes, but I'm not seeing huge changes you can make huge changes, but that's not the energy behind this card. It's if you want to make big changes, like starting a new relationship or ending a relationship, that's you're going to have to put in the work to do that, because this card is not so much about that. This is coming from a position that was previously fairly sedate and sedentary, just a slower energy, and getting out of that is what this card is beginning to do, and start to contemplate it, but it's not quite there. And like I'm saying, if you want to really activate it, you're going to have to put in the work with your relationships. It's also sometimes a page card can be a reevaluation in a more solo manner. So if you find yourself in the past that you've been caught up with a group of friends or uh, a specific situation with one or more people, this is kind of a stepping back from that, in that you can start to contemplate: is this the situation that you want? Is it that? And if you're cool with that, then by all means. But this is kind of the contemplation moment where you're going to have to decide: is this what I want to stay with? Because if you don't act on it, if you don't do some kind of change, it's going to just basically float along and continue on its present course, and things will not change. So this is going to be a year of contemplation for you about: is this the time to make a change? And I'm not saying you're going to make that big change this year. It may be next year, but it may start to happen this year. And it may be, the wheels may be in motion, and you will decide. All right, so let me recap. I looked at the 4 quadrants or different parts of your life. I looked at your health. I was seeing the 2 of Cups, that it was very strongly connected to other people that you interact with regularly, that probably maybe you live with, or that you just are seeing all the time, that their health affects you and your health affects them. The best thing you can do is help them live more healthily by eating healthily, exercising, and all that, stress management, and just having a better, healthy lifestyle. And then with finance, I was seeing the moon, which is you can't really attempt any major financial investments this year in a very effective way. It's going to be largely just about taking your hands off the wheel a bit and being okay with that, and just trying to enjoy this year, and being okay that, yeah, you may not pay off all your debts, you may not be totally financially as solid as you would prefer, but stressing about it and trying to overplan it isn't going to help. And then for the work, I was seeing the Lovers, and this is basically that you're kind of feeling that your work life is not so much under your control this year, kind of like with the moon, that you're under this larger organizational principle that you totally don't have control of, and it's not going to be something that you can change easily. But like, I think all these cards, except for the health, but the other cards are indicating this year is a moment for you to really do your best to regard the situation, to contemplate it and plan. But it's not going to be the easiest year to make a huge change, but it can be the beginning of a huge change if you want to do that next year. It's just going to be, you're dealing with a lot of energies from the past that are continuing to ride along with you. All right, and then finally with your relationships, I was seeing the Page of Wands, which is more of, again, like I said, these are all about the moment when you can really contemplate, go within, and start to plan. But I'm not seeing this as a huge action card on its own. If you really want to do a huge action, I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just going to be easier, I think, next year, because all these cards indicate a preparation phase. So that's what I'm seeing, Gemini, for 2023. And as I mentioned earlier, if you would like monthly horoscopes, I do these every month for every sign of the zodiac, including you, Gemini. So be sure you show up and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can always contact me directly at superpeer.com. Use this code for 15% off between now and December 31st. And I hope very much to see you in future readings. And people have shown up finally. If anyone has any Geminis have any specific questions before I go, otherwise I will call it and I will move on to the next sign, Cancer, I believe. And thank you guys for showing up. I hope to see you in future tarot readings, and toodaloo.